Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So, this one, it is Skaven versus Beastmen. This one was sent in by Riggsen, who is playing as the Skaven. And I'd say this can be a real tough one for Skaven. Beastmen, they specialise in just having really good charges, crushing things very, very fast. Right, using their maneuverability to surround and cripple things. Skaven aren't very good at dealing with that a lot of the time, because they just have crap leadership, just woeful leadership. If you can get things surrounded and pick things off, you know, one at a time, stuff starts to rout, and you just have so many tools to be able to chase them down. I mean, Centaurs are just brilliant in this matchup, so you can just keep chasing things away. Stuff breaks very quickly, so it's very difficult to keep that robust line going, but there are some tools here for that. So, front line, mostly Skaven slaves. Well, actually, it's all Skaven slaves and Skaven slave spears, so very cheap, but it'll take the charge. So they can take the charge bonus, so who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Then it can be followed up by the back line, which is mostly storm vermin. So you can see here there are two sword and board storm vermin, and there are two with halberds. One is the council guard. There's no quickly surrounding them and breaking them. They are unbreakable. Also over here, Blight Scab's Plague Pack, really good damage dealers with leadership debuffs of their own when they attack. That is super useful again in this matchup because they both have a similar thing, you know, both of these armies, they just have crap leadership. This will make people immune to psychology and also damage leadership. Skrulk will actually do the same when he attacks people, and he'll be able to summon in more flak, more things to break those charges, more things to get those surrounds in. So you do have some very useful tools here. Also, Liber Bubonicus, great for killing lords and big monsters, and also the Rod of Corruption, great for just damaging blobs of units, and that can often happen when it turns into a mosh pit with these guys, so very handy. Also, Hell Pit Abominations can be great at dealing with big scary things like Minotaurs or Gorbles or whatever. They are very good, you know, very sturdy, they regenerate, very scary stuff. Also, a Doom Wheel is going to be great for all the infantry. It's going to be good at Bestigors and Goreherd alike. And Goreherd, well, there's a few. There's a few. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9 units of Goreherd. Some with shields, some without shields, and the Blackhorn's Ravagers as well. So that is an overwhelming amount of Goreherds. Right in the back, you can see there are a couple of Centaurs as well, just in case those corner camping. Same on this side as well, they can get on top of that artillery nice and quickly. And over here, you can see there is a Bray Shaman of Beasts about to use Transformation of Gadon, because Manticores are brilliant in this matchup, because Manticores don't have to worry about getting through a lot of armor, usually. All the spellcasters and lords tend to be quite squishy, so summoning a Manticore to dive on top of them is super useful. So very nice to have that, and Flock of Doom will also help if things blob up, which with these big surrounds, hopefully he will be able to get a lot of those guys to blob up. Also, Butchers of Kalkengard, great armor piercing, they can be great against Storm Vermin, absolutely superb against Storm Vermin. But also, they don't have to worry too much about guns and things, because with this Vanguard, stuff is going to get overwhelmed very quickly, so if it was a lot of guns, yeah, there'd be so many Goreherd probing the lines, keeping them busy, that these guys could come in pretty happily. Also, great armor piercing, and silver shields, and they regenerate. A lot of useful stuff. Also, Destroyers of the Drakwold as well. So, some anti-large with the poison, very nice, you know, pretty damn handy, and 49 melee defense is actually pretty huge. These guys will be helpful against rat ogres and things. Also here, Morg of the Shadowgrave, more regeneration, and Chaos Spawn are brilliant against Skaven. I often just bring a ton of Chaos Spawn in this matchup, it's about the only time I bring them. So you can see front lines are clashing. Doom Wheel getting straight into this front line, terrifying away Goreherd, and he can just run down the line. Here the Butchers of Kalkengard are trying to get on top of it, but with the bodyguard of the Hell Pit Abomination, it's going to be a little bit risky. Also, Skaven Slaves, they can do some really solid work against a lot of Beastmen units. Skaven Slave Slingers, so cheap at 200, but that missile damage will add up against very low armored things like Centaurs, which are getting the drop on a lot of these units. You see here, some rats are being summoned by Skrulk, but Skrulk is here fighting side by side with Skaven slaves. I'm amazed that they haven't been broken by these Goreherd yet. It's kind of surprising. So, clan rats being summoned in the back line, and you can see the Council Guard are actually suffering quite a bit of damage, which is very surprising. Over here you can see Chaos Spawn have been summoned. It's keeping that Doom Wheel from running through all the lines, and also it will do a lot of damage to the Blight Scab Plague Pack, which is pretty unfortunate. They're very good units, but they are pushing in through, and a load of these units are terrifying, because the Terror is still going to reach things, even if the Doom Wheel itself can't. And that's very badly timed for the Beastmen, because they were just about to get a nice surround going here. So, yeah, now it's not really surround so much as they're fighting on the other flank. Luckily, some more units are coming in. And over here, you can see the Centaurs are just running rampant through all the back line, but they suffered some damage. So, more summons have come down here, so it's Plague Monks, which will perform very well with their anti-infantry against a load of Gore Herd, and the Clan Rats, and you can see things are looking a bit iffy for them here. It's all anti-large against these Centaurs. The Centaurs are going to be taking a lot of damage while staying pretty idle. They need to keep cycle charging, or, what I think would have been better, ditch this whole flank and get all the Centaurs over here. Just get all of them over here and just start running cycle charges into all this stuff. Start breaking one flank to move on to the next, because you've got the maneuverability with the Centaurs, so use it. You've got to use that maneuverability. You can't just be bogged down in a huge line across the entire battlefield. No, let them use their numbers to gang up on things, crush something, then move on to the next before anything can come to, to help it out. Over here you can see that some summoned Clan Rats actually managed to beat the crap out of this Bray Shaman. I believe it did take a Liber Bibonicus as well to help even the odds, and he's being run off at the moment. So, Skrulk is secluded, so these Centaurs could get in here and do some work, but more rats are being summoned. That's the beautiful thing with Skrulk. He can keep summoning back up for himself. Over here, it's been a bit of a mosh pit for quite some time. You can see all the Storm Vermin in here are weathering this storm for now. Hellpit Abomination has been taking considerable amounts of damage from Morka, the Destroyers of the Drakwold, and the Butchers of Kalkengard, but the Butchers of Kalkengard have been taking damage in kind, but they're still on 12 models, so they're still doing very well for themselves. And now, this is the maneuverability advantage that the Skaven are somehow using, where the Beastmen were not. He's using the Hellpit Abomination to run in and get some good hits onto these Gore Herd that are coming in, because it breaks the charge, so, none of these guys are going to be taking the charge from the Gore Herd, and it's going to terrify him straight away. So all this stuff is getting terrified, and once again they're only fighting on one flank. And with all the Storm Vermin in here, they can be doing great against all of these units. So, back over here you can see Skrulk has managed to secure his lines thanks to the Council Guard backing him up. Having an unbreakable unit like that is vital. It means he can't get secluded. He'll always have something that will stick around. So, now Centaurs are starting to run in, and they are starting to run charges from all different directions. Here you can see the Blackhorn's Ravagers are going to be getting some good damage in. They're pretty damn good combatants, actually. They're really nice. Pretty nice indeed. Butchers of Kalkengard still on 12 models, which is pretty phenomenal. And somehow the Doomwheel has survived all this nonsense. That's pretty crazy, so the Doomwheel's still going. With the Butchers of Kalkengard, that armor piercing will just shred a Doomwheel pretty damn quickly. So it's amazing that he's kept alive. And now the Centaurs are taking quite a lot of flak. But look at this. That's the Storm Vermin gone. Storm Vermin getting absolutely overwhelmed, and suddenly more Chaos Spawn have emerged. You do not want Chaos Spawn killing your Storm Vermin. That is not good. That is not good. And when I say that, it's because they used to be the Storm Vermin. That's the real problem there. So, sadly, the slaves, they run away before they get turned into Chaos Spawn. So, Morga is actually more powerful here than you'd expect. You'd think as long as there's cheap flak, something cheap is just going to get turned into Chaos Spawn, he won't get as much value. But no, it was Storm Vermin. Pretty crazy. So, over here you can see a load of the units are returning. The Bray Shaman there, Centaurs, Gore Herd, Manticore got summoned, so he's going to be coming in again too. And over here, this might be a mistake. Council Guard blocking all this stuff. And he's going to get secluded, and he can be ignored. You can see they're just getting sidestepped. Centaur's just going to go around it. There's no point charging through. Just move up and around. So this, I think, is a bit of a mistake, having the Council Guard fighting this stuff. I think keep them with the rest of the pack. Keep them here. You really need those extra bodies. I think you really do. So here, Hellpit Abomination doing brilliantly. And where did the Butchers of Kalkengard go? There they are. They got shattered. They just suddenly started getting cleaved to pieces, which is pretty amazing. I don't know what suddenly made them die so horribly. I think maybe a Liber Bibonicus might have done it, because Liber Bibonicus is good against low model counts, and the Butchers of Kalkengard are just that. And obviously with the Hellpit in there, that's a bonus. Here, more Plague Monks being summoned, and Plague Monks are great for dealing with all this infantry. But all this cav is being a problem. But what I love about this is look at all these shattered units, and it's just been the Doomwheel chasing them off gleefully. It's absolutely wonderful. But this is bad. This is very bad for the Doomwheel. The Centaurs, they have the mass to block it in, they have the speed to catch up to it, and the Doomwheel doesn't have the best leadership in the world. If they get a good surround on it, they will start doing some damage. And he's run out of the projectiles, he's run out of ammunition, so those little lightning bolts that splay out and kill things quickly, they're not there anymore. And just in melee, he's not very good against cavalry. So that Doomwheel will get chased off pretty quickly, and that's a very powerful tool gone. Luckily, most of the infantry is dealt with, but there's still a big pocket over here. And if these Council Guard were accompanying the Doomwheel rather than over here, then yeah, the Doomwheel wouldn't have to worry, because all that cavalry running in and getting jabbed by halberds, it'd be very difficult just to bog it down and wail on it like that. So here, another Flock of Doom. Very nice, because these are basically all the units that are left. You know, here, there's the clan rats that were summoned. They have run out of time. Blightscab's Plague Pack. And actually, that's it, really. That's pretty much it. You can see Morgo is taking some damage. The Hell Pit has basically been on the same amount of health for the entirety of this. That is really nice. That regeneration, it just keeps him stable. You've got to damage him quickly to be able to get rid of him. And he hasn't been damaged quickly enough. So here, now going for the Blackhorn's Ravagers, and some Storm Vermin are coming in to help finish off the Destroyers of the Drakwold that are armor, you know, just barely any armor piercing. They're anti-large specialists, so against something armored like Storm Vermin, they're just going to get cut to ribbons, and they shatter very fast. Skrulk, though, is in a bit of trouble here. He's being chased by Morga, and Morga versus Skrulk, Morga's going to win that. So over here you can see the Brave Shaman of Beasts once again getting stuck in combat and getting very, very hurt. More Storm Vermin are in here trying to back up the Halberds now, the Council Guard, but Centaurs are charging in the back just to try and hold them up. So the Brave Shaman might be able to escape, but the Council Guard are keeping on top of him. More cavalry is running in, but this is neck and neck right now. You can see the balance of power is pretty damn even. Pretty damn even. And these Blightscab's Plague Pack are almost done. These Storm Vermin are almost done, and so are all of these. And some of these Centaurs are pretty damn healthy. I don't know how they've managed to be so healthy. Look at that, 158 kills. They're doing a fine job. So some cycle charging with these guys. I don't think any of these units are going to stay on their feet long enough. So they're getting charged a lot. Thank God these guys are unbreakable. They have to be killed. It's that simple. But if you just keep probing them and getting out of there, you're barely going to take any damage in kind. And that's what's happening. And Morga somehow is holding out against all of this, which is pretty insane. It is pretty mad. God, he's just being trodden on right now. But yeah, Morga, he's holding out. He is very sturdy. He's a very sturdy guy. And it seems like the Hell Pit is actually doing a disservice, because the Hell Pit keeps knocking him out of the way, and he's not actually getting hits on him. Which is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, 45 melee attack against the 34 melee defense. He should be able to hit every now and then, but he just doesn't seem to be getting those hits in. So, Brave Shaman could come back. Could come back. But right now, the cavalry is just running circles around these guys, just doing one charge after the next, just hitting them time and time again, constantly keeping them off the back foot. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So over here you can see Skaven-sized spears trying to come back in, but I'm not sure how much good they're going to do. And over here you can see the Hell Pit Abomination is actually coming in to try and bail these guys out, because he knows he has to keep these Storm Vermin going. He has to keep a sturdy, a sturdy front against all of these remaining Beastmen. Morga, he's still fighting, having a whale of a time, and Blightscab's Plague Pack almost had it, as have these Storm Vermin. They're both so close to being dealt with. And Morga's still doing fine. And sadly, over here, these guys chased off in the wrong direction, and it means that the Centaurs can start chasing Skrulk down. But seeing the summons, they're going to peel off and get one last charge into these guys. These guys can get a lot more hits into Morga before they break, but with that charge, all of the infantry has broken. Pretty brutal. And these clan rats, they're not going to be a huge threat to Morga, which means the Centaurs can just get out of there and continue trying to deal with these guys as the Hell Pit has come back. And that is the tough thing. As a Skaven, you just can't split up too much. It's real tough. I mean, Riggsen's doing a great job trying to yo-yo back and forth to deal with threats, but with the Storm Vermin secluded, the Beastmen are doing what the Beastmen do. You can seclude units, you can just get them caught out, and you can use that maneuverability just to get these little opportunistic fights and never be in an engagement you don't want to be in. So, some Storm Vermin have come back, but I believe the Blightscab's Plague Pack just straight up shattered. So over here you can see Skrulk is super injured, but you can see that Morga is very hurt and his healing cap is getting a lot closer. And the Hell Pit Abomination doesn't have to worry about his healing cap, he's not seeing it yet. So he's coming in for these Centaurs, and it looks like he's going to get a very good hit in a second. And wow, that was 4 dead in one hit. Pretty fantastic. Pretty fantastic. It looks like these Centaurs did get a little bit too caught up. They did get a bit too caught up trying to escape the Hell Pit. Skrulk is trying to get out of the way, but now he's, oh no. Yep, Centaurs using that speed again, and all they have to do is knock him over. They didn't have to get a single hit there, they just need to let Morga catch up to him, and that is a big hit. Stand your ground, giving him 72 melee defense, and that's the only thing keeping him in the fight right now. So here you can see, what's that, Call of Violence, giving a leadership bonus to the Beastman, and that is Skrulk, broken. He only has 226 health. That is bad. That is very bad. Hell Pit doing what he can to break these Centaurs, and with Call of Violence wearing off, they're going to be in danger of running away in terror if they can get a couple more hits. If they get hit a couple more times, that's going to be it. And Skrulk, amazingly, is running through his own lines, which is really handy. But the Centaurs are running in once more. They hit him again, 100 health now. 100 health. And the Hell Pit is killing a good few. It's killing a good few of them, but these Storm Vermin are about to break. 40 health for Skrulk. And now the Council Guard try to push in. Oh my god, 20 health. 20 health on Skrog. Centaurs are still going. Oh my god. But Help Hit is here. Huge hit. Kills another 3 models, I think. And that's the Centaurs gone. 0 health for Skrog. Oh no. He got trampled by a fleeing Centaur. I've never seen a fleeing unit kill a Lord before. That's impressive. That's very impressive. Well played, cowards. So, here you can see Morga now is fighting everything. He's fighting everything. I'm not sure I like his chances so much. I'm not sure I like his chances. No. Centaurs are coming back, though. And these Storm Vermin, they're still in the fight for now, but one more charge and they are gone. I do not like their chances. So, is the Helper going to react to this charge? You always want to be breaking these charges, but it looks like it hasn't, and the Call of Violence is going to keep them in the fight a lot longer. So you can see these Storm Vermin have been broken, and although there are some Council Guard left, they have 130 health between them. So yeah, 80 health. They have 8. There's only 5 left. Nope, those are the other Storm Vermin. These guys, 55 health, 4 models. So any hit on any of them, and they're going to lose a model. But nope, they have outlasted. Call of Violence ran out, and these guys ran away again. So, Help Hit Abomination getting a really good hit on Morga. Come on, man, so close. Oop, another big hit. Another big hit. Just karate chops a Storm Vermin with his claw there, and gets sent flying. Wow. Apparently that was the Help Hit's favourite Storm Vermin, and he's a bit angry about it. So, another big old hit. Oh, flattened. Flattened. Still going, though. This is Morga all over, guys. This is Morga all over. Balance power is in the favour of Skaven now, though, which is good. It is good. But Morga, if he gets some good hits on that Help Hit Abomination, things could turn around very quickly. It looks like he is getting the odd hit. But, oh no, I think... Yeah, that's army losses. That's army losses. Morga survives. Unlike this pile. Look at this. Look at the bodies. It's ridiculous. This is what happens. This is what happens when you have Skaven versus Beastmen. So many models. Just so many. There's dead everywhere. Half of these are summoned. Madness. Anyway, let's end the battle. So, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderfully played. But, God, it can be really rough. It can be really rough. I think if the Beastmen were... I mean, they got a ludicrous amount of value out of their Centaurs, but I think it was too late in the game. I think it was too late in the game at that point. I think you really needed to have those Centaurs, you know, just picking off units and overloading one flank. If you're going to play the fastest faction, be the fastest, right? Make use of that. Don't get, you know, don't 1v1 everything on the battlefield. You've got to gang up on people, right? Even leave some of the Skaven troops completely out of combat, you know? Just avoid some of them entirely if you want, because they're never going to catch you. And that's the beauty of it. And I think the Beastmen just weren't able to really do that quite right. And Riggsen made it very hard for him, too. He made it very difficult. You know, he had that front line very wide, a lot wider than you'd expect, and it really messed up the Vanguard, you know? If Riggsen had gone with what is sort of more typical thing with Skaven nowadays, going with a ton of weapon teams and things, it would have been super risky. You know, the Beastmen there with the huge Vanguard deployed Gore herds, they would have just got in all the holes, through all the units, and they would have got in, but no, huge spread of units, and all the summoned units to get the rear charges on things, all the terror. The Gore herd just couldn't keep in the fight long enough, and it just meant that it was the Beastmen that had the odd units secluded. You know, things like the Butchers of Kalkengard. They got very bullied at one point, you know, the Bray Shaman kept getting hit, kept getting caught out, and Morga, although he got 100 kills, most of them were just pesky rats, you know? So, pretty beautifully played, absolutely lovely, and a hell of a close fight, which I always like to see. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.